is CNN Breaking News.
Let's return to our top news story. The King of Thailand has died at the age of 88. King Bhumipol Adulyadej was one of the world's longest reigning monarchs. He ascended the throne 70 years ago, and he was widely revered by the Thai people, who are now grieving his passing. Let's go back to Will Ripley in Bangkok. He joins us now live. And Will, an entire nation is now in mourning for their king. Just describe the emotion that you've been seeing there.
It is very, very strong emotion here, Christy, as if they lost somebody in their own family, because that is how the Thai people feel. They feel that their King Bhumipol is the soul of their nation and a man who they considered not only someone of their family, but somebody who even rose above the level of family member to almost a living God. There are people here, grown adults, who have been praying for a miracle with their full hearts, hoping that something would happen and that their king would pull through and that he could still live for another 10 or 20 or 30 years and continue to rule here. And as you see people standing in the crowd, it is a silent grief. This is not a dramatic, wailing grief, but you can see in people's eyes just this sense of shock and loss and sadness, disbelief. They're watching. We're outside the hospital. There are thousands of people gathered directly next to the building where the king has been in hospital for the better part of 2 years, since October of 2014. It got so crowded there we had to move outside. Now this area, just in the last 30 minutes, has gotten more and more crowded. People have been asking, is the king still in the hospital? Is he going to be brought through these gates? People just want to be close to him if they can, one last time. And I've been chatting with one young woman here named Dia, and thank you so much for talking to me, because I know this is such a difficult evening for you.
It's terrible. I must say, it's just a terrible night.
I'm so sorry for your loss, and you and so many people in the crowd are just in grief. So we just want you to know that our hearts are with you. Tell me what your king means to you, what he meant to you.
He's a father. He is like a father. I must say, he is really a father. He's not a living God. He's not a soul of nation. He's just a father to everybody. A father who worked every day for past 70 years without holiday, without even vacation. Right now, he's not a father. He is a grandpa who didn't have any holiday at all, even he bedridden in the hospital.
But you were hoping for a miracle, even this afternoon when you left work to come here.
With all my heart, I hope that miracle will be happen. I want to believe in miracle. Up until now, that I know the miracle is just only a fairy tale to the children. It's just a bedtime story. Miracle is not happened to him.
But up until this moment, up until the king went away, a part of you believed that it might be possible for him to live even longer and be your king even longer.
I still believe up until now that this is a lie.
You don't want to believe?
I don't want to believe. It's hard to believe.
And it's important that you mention that, you don't consider him a living God, because there was a time here in Thailand where common people couldn't even look at their king, and yet he was out for years in the rural areas. He was putting his hands in the soil. He was composing music that was played on the radio. He turned the palace into experiments for dairy farmers and for fish farming. I mean, he wanted to take care of the people of this country, and he did that in a way really unique to almost any other monarch in the world.
Yeah. Think of something. When you have a child, what you want to do for your child, you will always want to do the best thing for your child. He's the same. I'm not thinking of him as a living God. He is a father. He's a grandpa that want to do everything, the best thing for his kids. Around 78 million kids in this country. That's what he wants to do. He wants to say that he doesn't have a vacation.
Population 65 million is a lot of kids to look after, but
yeah.
You think he did it like none other?
No, he said that all of us already, some of us or something, we already suffer.
Do you have
he cannot just take one day break because they are already suffer. Even one day, if he can lift that suffer, it means they can gain more happiness.
Do you have a favorite memory of your king or a favorite moment when you look back?
When I grow up, the king he's already getting old. So when I look at him, I'm just like, I have never seen the king in every monarch in the world that he will just using very simple life. He didn't have any much of jewelry. He is not a king in a fairy tale who just live in a big castle, sitting on a throne, order everything.
And you have to think about Queen Sirikit too. She's 86. She's in the hospital.
Yeah. And we still hope that she will be getting back. Our mother will be getting back, getting better and better every day. We lost our father today. We don't want to lose our mother again.
The two of them married since 1950.
Yeah.
What an example of love.
Trust. This is longer than what you can say that love will be stay. This is trust. This is believe in each other, that they make the whole people can be together. She support to each other for a very long time.
Dia, thank you very much for speaking with me. I know this is such a hard time for you, and our hearts are with you.
Yeah.
And everybody here. It's even though this is not, maybe this isn't your particular country's king or your country's grief, you cannot stand here in this moment and not feel the grief that Thailand is feeling here right now. The fact that so many people would come during their workday, after their workday, come just to try to stand, to be closer to the man who led this country for 70 years, a man who on several occasions, including back in 1992, pulled this country back from the brink of civil war, because no matter what side of the political spectrum you were on in this deeply divided nation, there was one person who everybody listened to, and that is the king. That was the king. And now the king is gone, Christy.
And Will, it was just so touching to hear and to listen to that young Thai woman who you were talking to just then, just to hear her reaction to the death of her king. And she described him as this father figure who wasn't this remote figure up in a castle, as she put it, but a father figure who was present in the lives of the Thai people and worked every day tirelessly for the people of Thailand. Is that why he was so popular? Because the king enjoyed such immense popularity. Was that the source of his popularity and the deep, deep love and affection for him there?
Absolutely, because in this culture, and Thailand has had many monarchs, centuries of monarchs. He's the ninth monarch of this particular dynasty, and yet he gained a new level of respect because of the fact that he was so accessible. Every member of the Chakri dynasty was respected, but the ninth king of the Chakri dynasty really was one that stood out here, special to the people, because of the fact that he allowed people to gaze on him. He interacted. He was interested in things that would make the people's lives better, providing them with educational opportunities, even if it was by radio. He wanted to make sure that people could tune in and learn vocational skills. He wanted to make sure that every family in Thailand was food self-sufficient, because there was a time in the not-too-distant past when much of this country was malnourished. And instead of staying in the palace, he went out to these areas. He saw the situation firsthand, and then he took tangible steps to fix the situation. And so that kind of trust, that kind of relationship that you build with a monarch over not 10 or 20, but 70 years, you can imagine what a hole that leaves in this country. The relationship that he has with the Thai people isn't something that was bestowed upon him because he was the king. He earned it, and he worked very hard, as Dia was saying, and as other people have told us in this crowd as well.
Yeah, he earned this relationship with the Thai people. He also had this immense moral authority. Tell us more about how, especially during some very, very destabilizing times, he was a stabilizing figure in Thai society and Thai politics.
Well, here in Thailand, the king does rule according to Buddhist principle, and so you'll see over the coming days as this country mourns some of the Buddhist traditions. We saw those traditions today with chanting of the king's name, "Long live the king." They sang the king's song, and they were saying prayers for the king to recover. But King Bhumipol, the fact that he was married for 66 years, married to Queen Secret back in 1950, that they stay together, that they, in this conservative society, have shown that a marriage can endure, that love can endure. One of the things that we saw today were people posing with a portrait of the two of them, where he was handing her a bouquet of flowers, and everybody wanted to have their picture taken holding that portrait, because it is like a grandfather and a grandmother. And now their thoughts are with not only their grandmother, but also all of the other children who came and had to see their father one last time. But it's something that is so personal that many people here feel they have lost their country's glue, the glue that has held this country together during very difficult times. You can't have more than a dozen military coups and have a single monarch who remains in power, remains respected, and remains influential over both sides of the conflict repeatedly without this person being someone truly exceptional, and that is the king that Thailand has lost.
Now, he was a stabilizing figure. He was a father figure, and a nation is in mourning after his death. Will Ripley reporting live for us. Thank you so much, Will. Take care. Now, Thailand's King Bhumipol Adulyadej ascended the throne in June of 1946, and his 70-year reign made him one of the world's longest-serving monarchs. He was born in the United States. He was educated in Switzerland. The king, he was revered with almost god-like status in Thailand, where he acted again as a stabilizing force at periods of major political upheaval. The monarch earned the reputation as a king of the people, as you heard from Will Ripley just then. All this due to his tireless work on projects to improve the lives of the rural poor. And the king also controlled the crown's vast fortune, which Forbes estimates to be around $30 billion. Criticism of senior royals is banned under Thailand's strict lèse-majesté laws. CNN will have continuing coverage of the death of the Thai king in the hours ahead. But for now, that is Newsstream. And World Sport with Christina McFarlane is next.